Namaskar, I am Dr. Brijesh Tambe. Welcome all of you in this session. This session is on very basic but equally important topic, vocabulary. Vocabulary is base of any language learning. When we are talking about language learning, we have to master 4 skills: speaking, writing, listening and reading. The base of all these skills is vocabulary. One may ask question that what is there to learn in vocabulary, but it is a meticulous process. If you learn vocabulary of any language, not only English language, carefully and meticulously, then your language learning will be fruitful one. So, which are the important points we should keep in mind while building vocabulary of any language? Then obviously, these are the points which are important. First of them is activation of vocabulary, spelling and pronunciation, part of speech, synonym and collocation, usage of words, phrasal verbs, commonly confused word. One by one, we will discuss in detail all these aspects which are necessary in vocabulary learning. And if we follow this process of learning and building of vocabulary, then your foundation will be the best one. Role of words in communication are very crucial. Without proper word, we cannot express ourselves properly. So, collection of words should not be merely collection of words, but each and every words, when you add in your vocabulary, then obviously you should know each and every word. What is this knowing of words? Knowing of words means the aspect we stated in previous slide. We must know about each and every word. So, this is the proper way to learn vocabulary of any language. It will be a kind of playing with the words, and if you become habitual to playing with words, language learning and mastering of 4 skills of language is not a difficult process. So, we have to focus on all these aspects. Take the first one, active vocabulary and passive vocabulary. What is this idea? The idea is we have been learning vocabulary of my second language, means I am talking about English language from my school. But right now, if I use English language in writing or in speaking, do I remember all words easily? Answer is certainly not. Means all words which are parts of your vocabulary you cannot use when you are speaking, when you are writing. But when you are reading and listening, you come to know that there are many words I know, but I cannot use these words in speaking and writing. Means your active vocabulary is less. You know word, but you cannot use word. So, the first step in language vocabulary building is to make your passive vocabulary active one. And this is the first step we have to exercise on it. Then obviously further we are talking about spelling and pronunciation. Very simple, but equally important. One may ask question, what is there to learn in spelling and pronunciation? But the example which I have taken in spelling, lieutenant, bouquet, kernel, autumn and column. So I know words, I use all these words in my day-to-day communication. I can easily say he is a lieutenant, but ask question to yourself, do you spell the word correctly? And answer is no. Means lieutenant word is a part of your vocabulary, but you don't know spelling apart from you know the pronunciation of the word. So about each and every word which is a part of your vocabulary, you should know spelling as well as correct pronunciation. For example, for pronunciation, take an example, development. I know spelling, but I cannot correctly do the pronunciation of the word. Development, pronunciation. So you should know these two aspects properly of all the words which are part of your vocabulary. Means this is the process of testing the words which are there in your vocabulary. Otherwise, there will be no use of the word, though they are part of your vocabulary. So this aspect we have to keep in mind, we have to do exercise, then that will be a good vocabulary building process. Then next one is a part of speech. We should know it. I have taken example of one word person. How many words are there which are created out of the base of the word person? It's a personal, personality, personalize, personification. Many words are there. So out of one words, if I am able to create so many words, means you can use your vocabulary effectively. But I should know part of speech of all these words. Then and then I will come to know when I have to use person, when I have to use personify, which is the part of speech of personify, whether it is a verb or pronoun or noun. So all the words which are part of your vocabulary, you should be aware of part of speech. Then and then you can use all your words effectively. So part of speech is important and I have to exercise on it. If in this way I can create 5 or 7 words out of the root of the word, then automatically your vocabulary will be extended. So part of speech seems very simple but effective one. Then the next one take, that is a synonym and collocation. We must know synonyms to each and every words in order to give variation in your expression. We should know the difference. There is a minute difference between happiness and pleasure. I must know, but I must know that pleasure is a synonym of joy and happiness. Variation you can give in your speaking and writing. Equally, the next one aspect, that is a collocation, which is very important because on surface level I think that whatever I speak or write is correct, but from collocation point of view, that may be wrong. So, sometime we use word suicide when we are talking about the burning problem of our society. And as an impact of mother tongue, we easily say that he did suicide. But the correct collocation is committed suicide. Did suicide seems correct one expression, but on international communication, on the level of international communication, did suicide is a wrong collocation. So it should be committed suicide. Valuable advice. Take bath. So company of words is preferred by certain word which is called collocation, and as a learner of English language, I must be aware of collocation when I built up my vocabulary. So in the same way, further important one is usage of word. What is the usage? Usage is nothing but in simple way, the way I use word in my expression. Means for which purpose I use this word in particular context. Because meaning is not restricted to the spelling of the word. We have to think the meaning in context. And in order to explain the point, I have taken one word, and out of the word selected, I have made 5 sentences. First one is Mahabaleshwar is a cool spot. Pune is a cool city. Students are cool in the classroom. Teacher is cool in the classroom. She looks cool in her new dress. Same meaning? Answer is no. Intention of the speaker when he uses the same word in 5 different sentences is a different. When he is talking about Mahabaleshwar, he has been thinking about weather of Mahabaleshwar. So cool weather. But when he is talking about Pune, he is not talking about weather, he is talking about peaceful living, peaceful life. So for living, Pune is peaceful city if you compare Pune city with Mumbai city. So meaning is different. So the next one, students are cool. Don't expect as a teacher that students must be cool in your classroom, they must be active. Here if I say students are cool in the classroom, means they are passive. But the same word is used in relation with teacher. Teacher is cool in the classroom. So he is active, he is speaking. So passive is not expected here, but when teacher is well studied and he knows what is my topic and what points I have to discuss, he is confident, then we can say he is cool in the classroom. And the last one, she looks cool in her new dress, means I am talking about her beauty in new dress. Here cool means beautiful. So different meaning out of different context, of the same word is nothing but a kind of skill to play with words. So if you master this skill, your vocabulary will become a dimensional one. You will use your 500 words equivalent to 3000 words. So this is the importance of learning vocabulary. Then next one is a phrasal verb. What is phrasal verb? Phrasal verb is nothing but combination of verb and other component. So if many phrasal verbs are part of your vocabulary, you will definitely sharpen your communication. So instead of saying call, I call her or I called her. So call up her or called up her is a different. Sum up, back up, wake up, put up. So definitely it is a kind of sharpening communication. So phrasal verb is equally important in your vocabulary, and you should master these also. Then commonly confused word. There are many words which are part of your vocabulary, but we should know the difference between the difference which is very small, but we should aware. Take one example. The first one is affect and effect. So affect and effect sometime confusedly used in expression. So affect, I affected by the circumstances, verb, and it is an effect of circumstances, noun. So when I have to use effect and when I have to use affect, only difference of one letter, I must be aware of as a learner of language, and especially English language. Briefly take another example, childish and childlike. Your behavior is a childish and your behavior is a childlike. Obviously different. Childish means foolish, childlike means innocent. So these differences we must know, otherwise there will be confusion. Advise, one is noun and another is verb. I have given advice to him, it is my advice. So in this way, these words are part of your vocabulary, but you should aware of this so that there should not be confusion while using these words in your speaking, in writing, in communication. In this way, these are the aspect of vocabulary. We have to exercise, work on it, then and then one can create solid foundation of language learning. So I hope this is useful to every learner of language, especially English language. Thank you very much.